I surveyed my email list several months ago and I asked them, what is the one thing that you really want to learn about singing or performing? And I have to say that I was surprised that one of the most popular answers I got, I mean, from several people, was that they wanted to build more confidence in their singing and in their performing. And so I thought, well, that's a very interesting question. How is it that you build confidence? So, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you 5 tips that can absolutely help you feel more comfortable and confident on stage so that you can give your best performance every single time. So, let's get started. All right, the very first thing that helps build confidence is preparation. Okay. And that means that you have to practice, 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 right? They say that's how you get to Carnegie Hall, right? So the thing is that nothing builds confidence like preparation. The more prepared you are, the more confident you will be because you won't be able to get derailed when something happens because preparation also equals muscle memory. Okay. If something weird happens in your performance that you weren't expecting, your body and your voice can just start taking up the bill to help you keep moving forward. And therefore, you're not going to be afraid of completely breaking down if something goes wrong. All right. So spend ample time rehearsing your pieces until you feel absolutely secure with every note, every lyric, every thought, emotional thought that helps in your interpretation of the song. Because when you know the material inside and out, you'll have less to worry about, which allows you to focus more on your performance and being in the moment than on all of those details. Okay. The second tip is to visualize success. Okay. Visualization is a great tool and it's an important tool that many elite athletes do every time they go into a practice or they go into a meet or a competition or whatever. And what they do is before they even begin, they go through absolutely every second of their routine, from the preparation of the routine to through everything that they're going to do in the routine to how they're going to finish the routine. They visualize them performing the perfect routine. And that's what you can do is if you picture yourself standing out on that stage, how you are going to stand, what it is that you're going to wear, what you hear in the music, how it is that you are going to sing that long phrase, what the song is going to feel like and sense all the way through from the beginning to the end, and how good it feels to give a great performance. Visualize that before you go out on stage. And then you're going to find out that the this mental rehearsal can actually help you feel more prepared and less anxious. And then it's not about worrying about, okay, what is the audience going to, how are they going to respond? Or what if I crack on the high note? No, you've already visualized it going exactly as you want. And that will help you feel more confident. Okay. The next tip is to breathe and stay grounded. Okay. So look, what is one of the first things that happens when we feel nervous or are not feeling confident? Well, one of the first things that we experience is sometimes we feel those butterflies in our stomach, right? And those butterflies are always accompanied by your heartbeat racing, starting to race faster and faster and faster. And when that happens, when you feel those butterflies and your heartbeat is going faster and faster and faster, what is the first thing that goes out the window? Your breathing. All of a sudden, you can't feel connected to your breath. So, what you need to do is you need to make sure that you are really grounding yourself and grounding your breath to try to slow down your heart rate. Okay. So, what you can do is you can try to take deep, controlled breaths. One thing that I like to do when I'm feeling nervous and I feel like I can't get a deep breath is as I'm standing up, what I do is I try to release my belly. Okay. Release my belly as if like I pulled off a really tight girdle and my belly just goes, ugh. Okay. Release the belly. And then think about trying to send your breath down to your belly button. Now, your breath doesn't not go to your belly button, okay? Your breath doesn't have anything to do with your belly, okay? Your breath goes into your lungs. But if you just imagine that your breath is going down to your belly button, then you will get a sense that you're able to breathe deeper, okay? So let that belly go, breathe in so that you can feel it fill up your lungs and feel as low as possible. And then release that breath slowly. Okay. Do this several times. Sometimes what you can do is you can breathe in 4 counts, hold your breath for 4 counts, and then breathe out in 6 counts. And then that will help calm your heart rate down, calm your breath, which will keep you more grounded and help you prevent that sort of jittery feeling, that nervous feeling, and help you stay present in the moment. Then the next thing that you can do to stay confident in your performance is focus on the story that you are telling, not on yourself. Okay? Look, I know that, when we go out to perform, there's always a part of us that, really wants to nail that high note or really wants to, sing that long phrase without taking a breath, really wants to have the control that they need in their voice. Okay. And that's great. But all of that stuff is what you work on in the practice room. When you are performing, it is not about that stuff. When you are performing, that stuff should already be ingrained in you. What you need to focus on is what is it that you are communicating in this song? You need to embody your character. You need to convey the character, the story, the emotion to the audience and put your energy into delivering the story. If you are present in the moment, then anything that happens serves that moment instead of being focused on what could go wrong or what your expectations for your performance are. Okay, so this perspective shift makes it easier for you to forget about those nerves and focus on making a connection with your audience through the storytelling. That's really important. And finally, start small and build up. Okay. For those of you who don't have a lot of experience performing, maybe it's just getting out in front of people terrifies you and makes you feel not confident, because it makes you feel like, oh, they're judging you, or they're not going to like you, or whatever. So that's could be very, very common. You know, many artists feel not super confident when they're just starting out. But the thing is that what makes you more confident is just by doing it, right? Okay. You know, the first time that you jump into the deep end and you realize that nothing bad happened, the second time is easier. Okay. So, what you want to do is, if you feel like big performance venues or something really make you nervous, start by singing for smaller audiences. Maybe it's just one friend that you trust, one supportive friend that you trust, that you bring in and you sing a song for them. Or maybe it's a small group of people, or maybe it's your family or something, just a small group that you feel safe around. And it helps you, first of all, experience what it's like to perform with nervousness. And then gradually, what's going to happen is that you're going to feel more and more comfortable. And then singing for bigger crowds is not going to be nearly as devastating an experience as you think it is. All right. So, all in all, the moral of the story is confidence comes with preparation and practice. So be patient with yourself, okay? You need to just try to put yourself out there without fear of making a fool of yourself, okay? Because I guarantee you, you won't make a fool of yourself. If you give yourself permission to make a fool of yourself, that's when you're actually going to start to grow. Okay. So, do you have any tips for finding confidence on stage as a performer? I'd love to hear them. Why don't you write them in the comments below? I can't wait to see what you come up with. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because I've got lots more where this came from. So until next time.